All right, guys, welcome back to the Real South Africa. We have a great episode for you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. And of course, like and subscribe and do all those things that the algorithm loves so we can get this out to more people.
Visit beautiful Cape Town. Be a tourist in the City of Gold, Johannesburg. Enjoy the warm water of the Indian Ocean in Durban. Interact with wildlife on a private game reserve. Luxury 5-star hotels. And of course, world-class spas. Contact the Real South Africa today for your African adventure.
All right, guys, we're out here in Sandton, and we got a returnee, somebody who's decided to come back to South Africa. We don't know why. We're about to find out. So here we go. And there's Jean.
He's not gonna say nothing. He's not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, you see that? You see.
He's
I have
here.
to get used to this thing.
He's finally made it back to South Africa.
Oh
Why'd you-
yeah, I made it back safely.
Man, why'd you come back, man?
Hey,
Wait
guess
a minute. You was in New York,
Yes.
and you came to South Africa.
Yeah, because I love it.
Wait a minute. There's so many South Africans that are trying to get to New York.
Hey, guess what? For me, South Africa is my place. It's my place, man.
You got Mexico. What else
Yeah,
we got?
Mexico.
You got the. You
South
got.
Africa is mine.
Okay. 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 Tasha.
My belly's full, so I'm feeling like a little puppy, like I need to go to sleep.
All right, little puppy.
I know, this little puppy.
And then unfortunately we have. She's here. She's back.
She's
And
still wreaking havoc.
and she's over here wreaking havoc, and somebody's walking with her. Can you believe that?
Shopping.
Oh, and she's shopping. She's not missing a thing.
Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you to you, Natasha, for
Ah.
having us. It's a beautiful experience. We had it before,
Yeah.
and this is again.
Okay.
We come back for more.
Fair
We'll
enough.
come back for more.
Okay.
Eventually, we're probably gonna stay. That's the plan. This is our place to stay.
Cool.
Okay?
Okay. So I see why you came back. You like it.
Yes, I like it. I love it.
Cool.
South Africa is a place when you come in,
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you fit in. This is your environment.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you have restrictions. There's no restriction. Okay?
I like that.
It welcomes you. Everybody's, very friendly
Mm-hmm.
as the first time. And the food. The food is fresh.
Okay.
There's no such a taste like, this looked like it was done yesterday. No, it's fresh food. Anyway, I love the place. I love South Africa. And I hope every black person
Mm-hmm.
have that experience that I have right now. Okay? You guys need to come. Whoever's watching me right now,
Yeah.
they need to come and see for themselves. Me telling you it's not gonna cut it.
Yeah.
You need to come and have your own experience, and then you see for yourself. With my experience, if I have the opportunity right now, I will stay. Don't go back.
Yeah.
But I have a family. I have to go back. And I will come back
Yeah.
to South Africa.
So now this is your second time,
This is my second time.
and you're already pledging your third time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Same time next
Yes.
year.
And I'm trying to convince my kids
Uh-huh.
to come with us.
Okay.
And have this. If you have something is good, you want to share it with your family, with your friends.
Exactly.
So this is why I encourage people. You should try it, even if you don't wanna. You're not coming here to stay.
Yeah.
Have your own experience. Come and try.
Yeah.
Instead of people telling you, oh, South Africa. And you're gonna have some people who tell you, don't leave your own country, your own
Yeah.
native country to come here. But when you realize in your own country you don't get the treatment you get here. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
The reception you get here, you don't get it from where you live. So I would encourage, especially every black person,
Yeah.
come. This is home, away from home.
Yeah.
It's like the you return home.
Yeah, but that's the way, that's the way it should be. And like I said, through our little efforts alone, our little efforts,
Yeah.
people are finding their way like you did.
Yeah.
And like you guys have, and so we're very happy to come out and see you guys here again.
Yes.
Because y'all said y'all not coming back to South. Nah, y'all never said that. That's cool. That's cool.
You would be mean to say that.
I know, right? So let me ask you this. So, a lot of us in the U.S. are like, we don't know those African people over there, so they don't like us. I mean, from your experience, do they like us or do they do not like us?
These people, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
the reception you get from them, it's like they welcome you. They want you to be here.
Yeah.
They want you to be part of it. You
Yeah.
know? The way they approach you. When you go in a place that they don't want you to be here, they will give you, mean. They don't want you to be here. They will
Yeah.
tell you, like New York.
Like New York.
Yeah.
Some place in New York, they look at you. What the hell are you doing?
Like why you here?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
You don't get this. You don't get that here. Here is like a welcome. Everybody's nice.
Yeah. And nobody's pretending. It just feels.
Nobody's pretending. It's real. It's real. It's genuine. It's real.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't want to talk too much.
No, it's good. It's
I
good.
don't want to talk too much.
I'm glad your heart is full.
Yes. But as a black person, like I said, you feel like you're home.
Yeah.
You're home. It's the same like I'm from Haiti.
Right.
When I go to Haiti, even though I live in the US for so many years, but when I go home, I feel home.
Right.
Africa, I feel home.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like this is home. Okay? So I encourage anyone who wanna try.
Yeah.
I don't tell you to move in right away or come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But come. Come on vacation. Like you going to Dubai, you going
Yeah.
to
You go everywhere else.
Mexico, everywhere. Come here and see for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let people discourage you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I think a lot of everybody that we bring here, they all have a unique experience to them, but it never turns out to where, oh, I didn't like being there, or it was a waste of my time. It's basically the same. They leave, like you guys, because you left once, and then you found a way to come back.
Yes, I find a way.
Yeah.
Find my way to come.
Yeah. And a lot of people do that, and so obviously there's something here.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
There's something here
Yeah.
that we need to find out what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's something good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If it was bad, you
Yeah.
don't want to have a bad experience, right? Right.
Correct.
If you try something, it's not good, you're not going to come back, right? So take it from me. If I come back, that's when it's good,
Yeah.
right?
So how was your hotel you're staying in?
Oh my God! Don't talk about the hotel. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Yes.
We
it's
would-
beautiful. I wish I can show you the inside of it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Everything is there. We have her dishes, her dishwasher. We have a fridge. Fridge is, it's part of it. But the dishes, the dishwasher, and what else we have we never had? 2 TVs. 2 TVs.
You had 2 TVs?
Yes. 2 TVs, one in the living room.
Yeah.
And then one in the, bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the bathroom. Oh my gosh.
The bathroom.
Lord, the warden, the service.
Yeah.
Service. Oh my God. Knock on your door. Do you want something? Do you need anything? I never see something like that. It's beautiful. This hotel is 5 star. me.
Excellent.
5-star.
Excellent. Okay.
Anyway,
Well-
like I said, I want to say thank you to you and
Thank
Dr.
you.
Latisha.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Dr. Blanton.
You're very welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
welcome.
Thank you so
You
much.
got any last words?
James, you want to tell them something? The camera's over here.
Let me say this to all black people everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
Come back to Africa, especially South Africa. South Africa is a very welcoming people. South African, they want us here. All black people all over the world, especially in the Americas, South Americas, the Caribbean, the North America, black people, South African want you here. So come to South Africa. If you come here, you're not gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
You're gonna be very happy. The people gonna welcome you. So everything I can say, everything is positive about this country.
Yeah.
So come here, come to visit South Africa. And then the minute you visit, you might change your mind. You might change your mind to move.
You may.
So come to visit South Africa.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's what I can
All
and
right.
thanks
Oh.
to you, Max, and Dr. Blanton. Thanks a lot. Because you guys done a superb job.
Uh-huh.
With everything, the hotel, transportation, top notch. I can't complain.
Nothing to complain.
Nothing to complain at all.
Excellent.
And I'm coming back.
Again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
Yeah, y'all done made it a song.
You never know when my
I'm coming back.
one day. And I said, okay, this is it.
All right, guys. We just wanted to chat with these people who came all the way from New York via Haiti. So they're representing the Caribbean crowd here in South Africa, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon here in sunny South Africa, even though it's night. At this point, we are leading the way in travel and tourism in South Africa. As you probably noticed, there are so many videos on South Africa positive, and a lot of those people came through The Real South Africa to get that positivity. So you can do the same. Join us at The Real South Africa. Hello, you guys, and welcome to The Real South Africa, our show. Obviously, we are in travel and tourism. My name is Mark Blanton, and this is
Dr. Latasha Blanton.
And our whole goal is to show you what South Africa is all about. Let me tell you about who we actually are. First of all, I'm from the U.S., obviously. You can tell by my accent. And, of course, Tasha, you're from?
I'm from the U.S. as well, just Southern.
Yeah. We actually, I was raised in North Carolina, and Tasha was raised in Virginia. We actually got married many years ago, and then at some point we moved to the Washington, D.C. metro area, which is Northern Virginia. And so we resided there for many years. And obviously there was a time when we owned a business.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. What kind of business was it, Tasha?
So by profession, by trade, I'm a physical therapist. So one of the things I wanted to do after graduating was have a PT clinic. And soon after we were married, he heard me say, I want to own my own clinic. And he did what he does, which is almost like magic, and made sure that I had my own clinic, which we owned for 10 years before.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, for 10 years before selling the clinic and, or the clinics, selling the practice itself, and then making the move to South Africa.
Yeah, my story's a little longer. I've lived a little longer. I was in the U.S. Army for about 13 years, and that was fun. It was great. It was wonderful. I was fortunate enough to be able to be stationed in a lot of places. I was stationed in Germany twice, so I know a little bit about Germany, if you want to talk about that. I was also stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Everybody who's military and especially Army knows about Fort Bragg, North Carolina. At some point, I ultimately left the military, and I was with the U.S. Secret Service for about 10 years. Those were good times, just walking around the White House, being able to interact and meet the people that we see on TV on a regular basis. That was really good. And then at some point during that time, I was selected to be on the vice president's detail. That's when Vice President Joe Biden was the vice president, and then of course before that, Dick Cheney. He was the vice president. So I was assigned on that detail. So that gave me an opportunity to travel all throughout the United States, and then of course all around the world, which means I was gone a lot.
A lot, like a lot.
Yeah. But it was okay because they paid me pretty well, so I did the job. It was good. But one of the places out of all the places I've been in, trust me, walking around in Moscow, walking around in Italy, and walking around in Greece and in Germany, and you name it throughout the southern regions of South America. I had never been to Africa, so the opportunity came, and we decided to come. Well, I decided, that I would go because they asked me, "Hey, Mark, do you want to go to Africa for the World Cup?" And of course, the World Cup was it was nice. I never really heard of it prior to coming here. I know it's a big thing, but I actually never heard of it. And
well, we don't watch soccer.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, football. But we don't watch
soccer,
like
football,
that.
stuff like that. So we watch American football, basketball, NBA, things like that. NCAA basketball, Tar Heels.
March Madness.
Yeah, all that. Tar Heels. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that we came here, I came here and saw it and thought it was wonderful. So at some point, we kept going back and forth. And to make an incredibly long story short, for those who have never seen our story, we probably came here 10, 15 times prior to coming here. So we know what we're talking about when we tell people you need to take a trip to South Africa. You need to see it for yourself. So we just decided when we finally sold our company back in 2018 to move full time to South Africa, because that's what we.
That was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan, and that's what we always talked about. One day.
That was the plan.
Yeah, and it wasn't good enough for us to come here for a couple weeks at a time. It got to the point to where it was almost unbearable. So it was unbearable. Like when we was in the U.S., we was on some levels of depressed. So we came here, and it became a good thing.
Yeah.
You got anything to add?
Just that the coming back and forth really made it easy for us to make the decision. Coming multiple times is something that we always encourage. As part of what we do in our new company now, which is the Royal South Africa, which is travel and tourism. So our goal is to really replicate our first trip as a family. And our first trip as a family wasn't very touristy oriented. We went to see some touristy stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But we looked at houses. We stayed in a beautiful house of a family here in South Africa that he met when he was here at the World Cup and immediately made friends with. And just that whole experience of being welcomed immediately, like we wanted to replicate that. So that's how our tours are basically set up. I don't even want to say packages, because they're not really packages. They're more like experiences where you really do get to experience the people and the cultures the same way that we did, which made it easy for us to come back multiple times and made it easy for us to make the decision to be here, made it easy for us to want to be here full time. Exactly. So that's the only thing that I would add. But I mean, we're here now.
Yeah, it is good. It's been good.
Yeah.
We were able to slide in to South African culture. The South Africans were more than willing to assist and help us and ultimately welcome us. We like it when there was a time when we first got here, we would walk into places and people would say, "Where are you from?" And then we'd say, "Oh, we live in Centurion." No, where are you from?
Yeah.
And it, because of our accents. But I think over the last year or so, we don't get that as much.
They just say, okay.
Yeah, they just I don't know, maybe because of how we speak our English sometimes when we're out in public, that they don't even ask anymore. They just don't, and so forth. So, but which is pretty nice. So we thank the South Africans for allowing us to, walk around freely, which is a thing.
It's a feeling, actually.
Yeah. To walk around freely in this country and not feel like an outsider, not feel like an immigrant. Even though the reality is that we are, and sometimes we have to remember that because we just feel like, anything that's going on in South Africa is something that's going on with us as well. And we get a lot of questions about people asking us, do you miss home? We do, but don't miss home for a lot of reasons. The reason why we don't miss home is because of social media.
All the obvious reasons.
Yeah, all the obvious reasons. Yeah, we can reach out to people fairly quickly, and I love it from time to time when I get a message from somebody I haven't talked to in a while from the U.S. How you doing, Mark? What's going on? Actually, I just got one this morning. I was like, wow, that's cool. That they still remember us and remember me and whatnot. But I think the biggest reason why we don't miss home because being here in South Africa, honestly, no pun intended, not trying to romanticize it or whatever, it feels like home.
It does.
It just does. And then to walk out every day, like we got this big glass door at our house, and you can look out towards the neighborhood, and it's nice to see a lot of people who look like us, riding bikes, kids playing.
Enjoying themselves, really.
Yeah, just doing the most. And it's nice. It's comforting. And then when I get in my car, regardless if I go to the traffic light or the robot, and see a guy, he's trying to, obviously, make a living by, selling, items and whatnot. I mean, it's just another brother. When I see Sissy, walking down the street, with a bag, maybe with a baby on her back, and it happens from time to time. I'd be like, wow, this is Africa, this is home, and so forth. So, what do you think?
No, I mean, it feels like home. So people, do ask, do we miss home? And my answer is usually I am at home.
Yeah.
I understand that my family is still in the U.S., but the friends that we've made here have basically they've made themselves our family.
Yeah.
And I always say the plane flies both directions. So if I want to see them, besides FaceTime, I can always FaceTime them or whatever, but they can always come here too. They're welcome.
Yeah.
We invite them all the time. I mean, but just understand that I'm not gonna beg my family to come see me.
Oh, look, there you go. See,
I'm not gonna beg. I mean, he's my family. We are a unit. So as long as I'm good, with him, like we're good. So, that was a decision that we made when we got married, though. So that's not anything new, just because we live in Africa.
Yeah, but I will tell you. So that's why, with all that being said, when we boiled it down, that's the root reason why we built this company. And we actually built it because we just don't say, okay, we wanna have a tour like every 2 or 3 months of people that come here and they don't have a real authentic experience. Yeah. What we have done is we have built this company from a tourism perspective and a business perspective, because that's our background. And basically what we do is, like right now we're out in Kruger National. And we video things. We show people what's available. We show as much as we can. Mm-hmm. Now, from a U.S. perspective, we know what we like. We obviously don't want to go on safari for 7 to 10 days, and those are just facts. But we do want to go out. We want to see it. So, we always try to include some levels of nature while you're here. But if you've been watching our videos, you see the type of stuff that we show. Those are the types of things that us. In America, and of course the African diaspora, want to see as well, because obviously for those that are South African or even in Africa that are watching this, basically we don't see any of the things that we are showing people on our channel.
Like at all.
Not even a little bit.
No.
And I was reading a post just recently, and somebody was saying that they were African and they were in America. And they were speaking to an African American, and then the African asked the African American, "Have you ever been to Africa?" And the person said to them, "No, I don't want to go to that diseased place." Wow. And that's very offensive. It's very offensive, even as an African American living in South Africa, because this place is absolutely wonderful. And I can honestly say, before I came here, I will tell you this. Before I came here, and some friends of mine knew I was coming, they would send articles about, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And then I would just literally, use the little Googler and pull the same information about the United States. Did you hear about there's murders going on in wherever, and then I pull up, hey, did you see there's murders going on right here in this town we live in? They would say stuff like, did you hear about people getting trafficked? I'm like, well, there's people getting trapped here in the U.S. So those things are happening in the U.S. I just think a lot of times that we forgive it because it's the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh well, and we don't personally see it. And then over here, everything is sensationalized. What's not sensationalized here in South Africa is all the achievements, all the things that are happening here, good and bad. They're not sensationalized. And so part of our company is to bring people what we call the real South Africa, because these South Africans really work hard to do what they do. And like I said, they're a young democracy, 27, 28 years. And in their opinion, because they don't have a real grasp of democracy, it's an ever-changing thing. It's a growing thing. And as you get older in your democracy, it gets better. I mean, the U.S., we've been around for a few hundred years. Some places like Greece and some places in Europe where democracy kind of started flourishing, it's been thousands of years and they're still working on it. Yeah. So I would say here in South Africa, 27 years, traveling around this country, driving around it, of course flying too, and whatnot. I'm thoroughly impressed. 100%. Yeah. So, but tell me what you think.
I'm excited every day, just to be here in South Africa, and the drives, the planes, the places we get to visit, the places we get hosted at, the places that ask us to come and show their locations, because they understand that, their place might get overlooked. I mean, yes, we're in Kruger right now, and everyone knows about Kruger National Park. So if you ask about South Africa, they're going to tell you a few things. They're going to talk to you about Cape Town, or they're going to talk to you about Kruger National Park. So yes, we're here. Yeah. Because you do want to go on safari sometimes, and you do want to come to Kruger, so we want to make that available to you. But there's so many other things that we have access to that we want to just share with you, and we want you to know that it's available here in South Africa. And that's just not from a tourist perspective, but we're talking about investments, businesses, homes. We're talking about buying a car. We're talking about everything from health insurance, simply because we want you to have options to understand that, the move is doable, but there is a plan in place, which is why I put together a little guide, a little book for you guys to understand that it's not a fly by night, and you want to do it right. I mean, this country has their own processes. You hear us say it all the time. Yeah. You do not want to be in a situation where there are people in America right now that are up in arms because there's illegal immigrants coming across borders and doing X, Y, and Z. Well, if you come to this country and they let you in freely and you decide not to leave, you're no different than the person crossing the border in the States. Yeah. So just keep those things in mind. That's why we want to show you how to do it the right way. And we welcome you to come for a visit, come for multiple visits. Yeah, you have to. You have to. Eat the food. Yeah. Eat the food. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I had to cut you off with that. But yeah, as Americans, and sometimes we're privileged because we have this passport that allows us to go places throughout the world, just showing the passport. A lot of other countries' passports don't allow for that. Like even here in South Africa, they can't just get on a plane and go to America just like we can come here. So it's easier for us to come here to get that culture. I will also say that we as African Americans in America, we don't think about immigration, not at all. It's not even a thing. But as you notice, in every election cycle on TV, they always are talking about immigration because people do want to immigrate to different locations. South Africa is no different. And from my perspective, from what I've seen, a lot of regional people want to move to South Africa. So they have some of the same problems. But however, they do have a pathway, which is a whole lot easier than what America offers to the rest of the world to get here. But and it all starts, for me, when you get here and they give you that tourist visa. And you get to come here for 3 months at a time to see if you like it. So let me give you a simple example. Let's say you came here for 2 weeks and you say, this is interesting. If you went back to the States for like a day and then you decide to come back
they will give you another 90 day. So each time you leave the country and you come back, they give you a 90-day visa. I mean, that's how liberal they have been with the visitors visa, and then also the other visas. They have criteria, but you can meet them if you're interested in becoming an immigrant here in South Africa, and then you can sit on a camera like this and tell your story about how you came to South Africa and why it feels like home. It's kind of hard to see it on the other side of this camera, but we are very, very, very excited and very happy. We were very accomplished people in the United States.
By their standards.
Yeah, I mean, we were very accomplished. However, it didn't give us the sense of, I'm gonna use that word again, freedom that we have here in the Republic of South Africa. So, so we're gonna show you what we can, but again, those are only appetizers to get here. So contact us. Our company is, I know you see me and Tasha a lot, but we have a lot of support here to get things done. I know when people come, they're like, wow, there's a car picking me up. There's somebody taking me here. This is happening. We built it from a business perspective to where we have a lot of partners that we work with to make sure all of this happens. So again, we're professional in what we do based off our professions before. So we just bring all of that to the table when you are deciding to say, when you're calling us and saying, hey, you know, I've been wanting to come to South Africa. I've been watching your videos and so forth. Yeah, after watching the videos and seeing other black people doing things in Africa based off what we were taught, yeah, I would want to come to South Africa too. Yeah, and so when you get here, let us set you, let's have the conversation. Get off Google a little bit. Yeah, no, for real. Get off Google a little bit, and then just talk to us, and we can say, okay, you know what works for you, this, and then let us set up something for you. Go through the process, have a good time, enjoy the people,
just relax.
Leave your American at customs. It will be there waiting on you when you get back. All that stuff, you know what it is, and come here and stop looking for that Americanness over here. Yeah, you see the tall buildings. Yeah, you see, you know, the progress that they've made here in South Africa. But I will also tell you, this is not America. This is South Africa. Just understand that, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And then of course, you know, I can't stress enough. You know, you keep hearing me say to people, and I'm gonna talk about the people, but the food. I can't think of enough to say about the food. It's prepared immaculately. It looks the way that it looks in the menu and on the magazines, and
it tastes the way it's supposed to taste.
Yeah.
That you didn't know was supposed to taste. We met a South African just last week that had lived in the States, and she was very polite when she said, "Your meat is."
It doesn't taste good. She said it doesn't taste good. You know, I mean, because and I give you the smallest example I can think of. You know, here, I don't think they season it as much. They cook it properly.
Yeah.
Normally, we would order like a medium to medium well. I order medium. Yeah. It's cooked properly, and you may get a sauce on the side. Yeah, and you really don't. I don't even use it, and I just eat it as it comes, and it's tasty. Versus back at home, when I say back at home, back in the U.S., you get like if you go buy some, cook it yourself, or go to a restaurant, you would literally put a whole bunch of seasons and salts and just different stuff, and then put A1 salt and sauce, and then all these other things just to make it taste good. But here, you could just get it the way it comes. Sometimes they might put salt and pepper on it, cook it with that. But I think it's just the way that they cook it for the most part. And then even when I go to the store myself, and I go to not no special store, just to a normal Pick and Pay, Checkers, Woolworths here in South Africa, and just purchase my own meat and take it home, I might put a little bit of seasoning on it, and I throw it in the bri pit or the barbecue, and I don't put any seasons on it, and it's the best meat that I've had in my life, and I've eaten all around the world. It's very interesting. So, but the food here is absolutely incredible. It's a foodie's paradise. So we make sure, like on your trip that you come here, you will literally that we make sure you go to good restaurants that will be on your itinerary. I know you're like, oh, I don't want to go to a high end restaurant. You're going to the high end restaurant.
You'll enjoy it.
You will call it that, but it's something that's affordable, and you will enjoy it. And then you might say to yourself, like most travelers, I've never eaten this good before. Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah. So that's just a tidbit and a tad. We can't tell you everything about South Africa, but stay with us on our YouTube channel. We have a Facebook channel page, and then we have an Instagram something, or rather, you'll find all that in the description somewhere. And then we do Twitter. I'm a little older, so I don't really get into all that, even though I have to use it to reach you guys. But watch our videos and just kind of see what we do. And then, of course, if you have any questions, any comments, we would love for you guys to put them send them to us. Obviously, you can email us at info@therealsouthafrica.com. And from there, like I said, the moment you do that, your journey has started.
100%.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope. Get here.
Okay. And then just ask yourself, to you, what's the real South Africa? To you.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.